Hello and welcome to another edition of the Ask Dr. Pickel show, where we help people find answers who have chronic conditions, chronic health problems. All right, so today, some great stuff here on berberine. And if you've heard of berberine, you may know some of the information about it. I want to talk more about it because is this a super supplement? There's a lot of great research on berberine. More than I even ever expected. And berberine is a pretty amazing supplement and how it can help us. Now, berberine, if you look at it, it actually is kind of this yellow colored, what they call an alkaloid. It's an herb, a botanical, you could call it either that, because it comes from some plants. It comes from what's called barberry, golden seal, another one called gold thread, and even what's called tree turmeric. So, but the thing is if you take those things, you don't get much berberine from them. So after, with research and looking at, hey, what does this berberine do? They've extracted the berberine from these things so they can actually make a berberine supplement. But what's really neat about it is it's shown to have all of these different effects. And we'll kind of run through these because very interesting here how berberine, it's shown to have these anti-microbial effects where it can kill, bacteria, funguses, parasites, viruses, or help the body to get rid of them. Let's put it that way. The neat part about it is even though it's been shown to help with fighting and getting rid of these things, is it doesn't seem to have a negative effect on the good bacteria, which is amazing. There's hardly anything that does that from a supplement standpoint. So this preserves your good guys, your good bacteria in your gut, while it helps to kill the bad guys. Very exciting stuff seen in the research there. And many times we're familiar with these effects of berberine on metabolism, on blood sugar. That's maybe where you've heard of it the most. If you've heard of it, berberine helps in certain ways to get blood sugar under control. In a study they took about 36 people in this study who had been diagnosed with diabetes type 2, and they were divided into groups. Half the group received the diabetes drug called metformin. Half the group received the berberine. And the thing about it is when they did the study, there was this drop in both groups from about 9.5 to 7.5% in the A1C, which is significant. That's fantastic. And so their blood sugars improved, and the berberine did just as good of a job as the metformin, which is amazing. I mean, this is a non-pharmaceutical that just changed blood sugar here. In fact, they said it had identical effects in the regulation of glucose metabolism. And then there's been other studies that have even confirmed that more. But you aren't going to see, many of your doctors, endocrinologists that I've seen prescribing berberine over metformin. And I'm sure there's reasons why this, but that's very significant. And the thing is too is in terms of health, berberine also it has these anti-inflammatory effects, antioxidant effects. One thing that we've seen it do, or in the research from let's say a cardiology point of view, a heart point of view, is it also reduces triglycerides. Triglycerides are the stored form of blood sugar, stored as like a fat. So basically these tend to occur on the liver, like you've heard of fatty liver, but this fat can start to deposit on other organs too, which is not good. And berberine seems to help to get these triglycerides under control. And also there was a study that showed berberine decreased cholesterol by 18%, which is also extremely significant. And not only decreased cholesterol, but it dropped the bad cholesterol, the LDL particles, by like 21%. So that's super significant in what it can do. So, this berberine, pretty amazing stuff. In fact, let's scroll down here, because from that heart standpoint, if this is antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, this is profound in how it can help the heart to function better and decrease, congestive heart failure issues. In fact, berberine, well, let's put it this way: berberine has tremendous effects on the whole cardiovascular system, the arterial systems. So pretty neat stuff. In fact, there's these other studies where they've also found, like I was talking about, the fat issues there, like fat deposits in these tissues. They're showing the concentration of berberine is mainly in the liver, but again, the liver, the heart, the spleen, the lungs, they can also hold on to the berberine to help to keep that down. And then another interesting thing is berberine can help on this leaky gut side. So we've heard of leaky gut. If the gut wall is inflamed, let's put it this way: the gut is about 75% of your immune system. So if it's malfunctioning, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of different problems. But leaky gut, you'll hear that term a lot. These tight junctions, these little gaps, they start to allow inflammatory particles in. You get some problems. Well, berberine helps leaky gut. It helps to repair that gut wall. Pretty neat. Not only that, but on top of that, on top of that, helping the leaky gut, it's also, you're getting rid of some of these bad guys in the gut, some of these parasites, bacterial agents, funguses. So again, you're also doing other things to help repair the gut. Many exciting things here. In fact, in 2016, they did a study with berberine and different pathogens, and they actually used it with what's called MRSA. This is a staph infection. And not only staph, but MRSA is when it actually can get what's called a biofilm too. And the berberine in the study inhibited the MRSA. It inhibited the biofilm, which is pretty amazing. And it actually enhanced the effects of the antibiotics that were used. So pretty amazing there. And then another area that berberine can have positive effects on is cancer. Now, I'm not going to go into all the details of that, but there's about 2,800 articles on berberine, and those have been in the last probably about 5 years. And 500 of those 2,800 have been on cancer. How many of your oncologists have talked about berberine? So the thing is, though, is berberine activates a gene called AMPK, or 5-AMP. And this gene, or this enzyme that's produced, has just big ramifications on our metabolism, our ability to lose weight, our which affects, blood sugar ties into that, but also even affects inflammation control, regulation of a lot of things in the body, but especially as it relates to our metabolism. So pretty neat stuff, because this AMPK side has also in the research been tied more into the cancer side, especially gastric, breast, prostate, lung, oral, bladder, liver, colon. What it did is it inhibited the migratory or invasiveness abilities of the in this study, prostate cancer. So pretty interesting stuff. I won't dive more into that. So very interesting information on berberine that I think is great stuff for everybody to know. And could this be the next helpful supplement for many people? All right. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and hopefully you enjoyed this information. All right. Take care.